Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, welcome.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Please take over, Mataji.
Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Thank you everyone for kickstarting the session. Let's get started with our session. And obviously, I just want to do a sort of a recap before we get into the chapter as such. So let's get into the story of Bhagavatam, and then let's just understand our part also today. Okay. All right. So just give me 1 minute, kids. Just a minute. Sorry, kids. Yeah, we can get started now. So first is qualities of Shouneka are mentioned in the chapter. Upon hearing Suta Goswami, Shounaka Rishi was elderly. He is the head of the assembly, and he's a learned person, and he congratulated him and spoke as follows. So now Shounaka Rishi, he praises Suta Goswami. What is he saying? He's saying, you are the most fortunate and you are the best of all speakers. Please narrate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. Now we happen to see that Suta Goswami happened to listen from Sukadeva Goswami, and that is how he is reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam to the sages of Naimisharanya. And specifically now Shounaka Rishi is praising Suta Goswami for his qualities. We would love to hear from you the Srimad Bhagavatam. You have heard from a great sage Sukadeva Goswami. So we now want to listen from you. Can you please elaborate like that? Shounaka Rishi is asking Suta Goswami. Okay, now the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami are as follows. So he is Vyasadeva's son. We all know that. And he is a Mahayogi. He's a great devotee of the Lord. He is equibalanced monist, meaning he is not affected by these dualities. The Dvanda is not affecting Sukadeva Goswami. He is Ekanta Matihi. His mind is always concentrated on the Supreme. And then he was transcendental to the mundane activities. Okay, when we're not worried so much about what materialistic activities are taking place. And then he is being unexposed. He appeared ignorant. To an ordinary person, he may seem as if he is an ignorant person, but only a self-realized person can understand that this person is a great devotee of the Lord. So these are the qualities of Sukadeva Goswami. Okay. So, and now we are seeing that Sukadeva Goswami, we happen to know about one of the pastimes of him. What was the pastime? So Vyasadeva, so what happened was one of those days, there were damsels bathing in the river, and they happened to cover their bodies when they saw Vyasadeva. Okay, but they did not do so when Sukadeva Goswami passed through that way. Why? Because Vyasadeva inquired from them, why did you cover your bodies when I passed by, but you did not cover the bodies when Sukadeva Goswami passed through that way? They replied that Vyasadeva made distinctions between male and female, but his son Sukadeva Goswami, he did not distinguish anybody, because we all know who's Mahapurusha, who is the enjoyer in this world, who is the Purusha, who's the actual Purusha. The actual Purusha is Supreme God,
Krishna.
God, Lord Krishna. So therefore, there is no distinction between male and female. These are all material designations. Everybody may say, oh, I am a female, I have a female body. But these designations are not for people at the elevated level, right? And these girls, damsels, understood that Sukadeva Goswami, he doesn't differentiate between a male and a female, and that's why they didn't bother to hide their body. But a person who differentiates, they said, oh, Vyasadeva, you differentiate between a male and a female, hence we covered our body. So this is what was the response for the response by the damsels. And how did Hastinapura citizens recognize Sukadeva Goswami? He appeared like a madman, like a dumb, like a retarded person. This is what Hastinapura citizens recognized him as. So there is also a question, how did the meeting and conversation of Maharaj Pariksit and Sukadeva Goswami take place, through which Srimad Bhagavatam appeared? So for this question, Sukadeva would say at the door of a householder long. So he would stay at the door of a householder enough for a cow to be milked, just to sanctify the household. So the question posed by the Shaunaka Rishis is that, so how did Sukadeva Goswami actually narrate Srimad Bhagavatam to Pariksit Maharaj for 7 days? Because we have heard that Sukadeva Goswami, he stays in a place of a householder only for a period of time till the cow has to be milked. How he is staying there for such a long time and elaborated Srimad Bhagavatam to Pariksit Maharaj? This seems like a real mystery. How is this possible? Like that they asked. Like that it was asked. And then questions about Pariksit Maharaj was also asked. What are the birth and the activities? Please explain the birth and the activities of Pariksit Maharaj, who was a first-class devotee. And for that, the response was Pariksit Maharaj, he was a great emperor. He was bowed down by all enemies. He increased the prestige of the Pandu dynasty. He was young and powerful. He possessed all kingly opulences. But why did he actually give up the kingdom and opulence and sat on the bank of Ganges until the death? What is the reason for that? Why did he do so? Being such a powerful king, he is respected even by his enemies. In such a case, why did this Pariksit Maharaj have to sit in the Ganges and not eat anything or drink anything for 7 days, but listen to Srimad Bhagavatam by fasting till death? What is the reason? So that was also asked. That was a question on renunciation. And then the sages' confidence in Suta Goswami. See, you are an expert in the meaning of all these subject matters for some portions of the Vedas, and thus you can clearly explain and help us understand all these questions. Whatever questions we have, you will answer as Suta Goswami. We have belief in you because you are an expert devotee of the Lord. So the Shaunakaji's Rishis questions are, when, where, how, and on whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Srimad Bhagavatam? And about Pariksit Maharaj, the question was, what about his birth, activities, and renunciation? And then about Sukadeva Goswami, how was he perceived at Hastinapura, and how did his meeting with Pariksit take place? So these are all the questions that will be answered. So this will be answered in so the same chapter, but 14th verse. So then there is one other question. Question number 2 on Pariksit Maharaj will be answered in 1.7.12, and then question on Sukadeva Goswami will be answered in 1.18 and 19. Yeah.
Mataji, what are the questions?
So the questions are, the first question is about when, where, and how, on whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile Srimad Bhagavatam? What was the reason? That will be answered. We know that Srimad Bhagavatam, we know about Vyasadeva. He compiled many literatures like Mahabharata and all that, but he did not compose anything in terms of devotional service to the Lord, right? And that is when Narada Muni came to him and said, you are sad because you didn't compile anything about the glories of the Supreme Lord. You have to compile such a Purana. And that's when Srimad Bhagavatam, Transcendental Purana, Amala Purana, Spotless Purana came into picture. This will be answered in 1.4.14. And then it is also answered in 1.7.11. We will soon see that. Okay, don't worry about it. But I just gave you a simple answer. And Pariksit Maharaj, about question on Pariksit Maharaj, what about his birth, activities, and renunciation? Can you please elaborate me on that? That was the second question. And then the third question was, we all know about, Yeah. What is it, Varun?
Yeah, what is the second?
Second is Pariksit Maharaj, about his birth, activities, and renunciation.
Okay.
And then the third question is, how was he perceived at, how was Sukadeva Goswami perceived at Hastinapura, and how did his meeting with Pariksit Maharaj take place? So with regards to meeting of Sukadeva Goswami with Pariksit Maharaj, the Shaunakadi rishis the rishi was wondering, see, Sukadeva Goswami, he doesn't stay at any place for a long time. Even at the place of Grihasthas, he stays till the time the cows are milked. So the cows will be milked in a very short span of time. Till that time only, Sukadeva Goswami actually is there in that household. So how come he is able to be with Pariksit Maharaj for such a long time? That is 7 days. How is it possible like that? That is why we have that question. How did that meeting take place? Okay. All of you, I'll be asking question and answers. Can you please listen to the session, dear? And any question will be asked to all of you. And please make notes in this, okay? All of you all, please listen carefully, okay? Srimad Bhagavatam is an important scripture, and we are making all attempts to make sure that we are having an attentive listening. Now, Vyasadeva, about him, it is said that Vyasadeva was born of Parashara and Satyavati in the third part of Dwapara Yuga, okay? And once Vyasadeva, who could see the past and the future, was meditating on the bank of Saraswati as the sun rose. He had a vision of anomalies that would appear like Kaliyuga due to the influence of time. The Kaliyuga symptoms, what are the symptoms of Kaliyuga? We see that people have decreased bodily strength. People are faithless on God. And then impatient due to the lack of goodness. When you don't have goodness, you are impatient, you are angry, you get frustrated very easily, all that. You are dull-witted. Dull-witted means you're dull when it comes to scriptures. When somebody asks some question on scriptures, you will say, what is that scripture? What is it for? Why are you asking me this? Can you ask me some relevant subject matter question with regards to this material world? That is what their reply will be. Reduced in duration of life. If you look at an average person's number of years, the maximum he can live up to is 100 years, not more. Then he is unlucky, Durbhagyam. Durbagan. So these are the qualities of people in Kali Yuga. And then he talked about Veda Vyas, division of Vedas. And then there was Veda Vyasa's contemplation and obvious dissatisfaction. After that, Narada Muni visits Vyasadeva. And then he gives instruction to Vyasadeva, okay, about his compilation for Srimad Bhagavatam. And today's chapter, I'm sorry, I was actually going over 1.4 chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are supposed to go through the conversation between Narada Muni and Vyasadeva. So for a minute, I got distracted and I gave an overview of 1.4 instead of 1.6. But anyways, it is relevant. Did you all understand the chapter number, Canto 1 and chapter 4 that I elaborated now? Did you all get it? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji.
All right. Very good job, kids.
Yes,
You're all
Mataji.
okay, good. So now 1.6, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Canto number 1 and chapter 6. So first 4 verses talk about Vyasadeva's inquiry about Narada Muni's life. So if you look at that, hearing Narada Muni's birth and activities, Vyasadeva inquired further. What did you do after the departure of Bhakti Vedantas who instructed you? How did you pass your life after initiation? How did you attain this body? How did you remember that which happened prior to the day of Brahma? Because time destroys everything. And Narada, now he's going to talk about his mother's departure. We all know that story, right? The sages. So now we know about, we will be learning about Narada Muni speaking about how his mom actually passed away. Okay, he's saying, see, I am the only son of my mother who is a simple maid servant. Being her only shelter, she was bound with me with a tie of affection. She was so affectionate with me. And I see, as parents, when the parents show their love to the children, you all have your parents, won't your parents, they express their love, right, to you all. Likewise, Narada Muni's mother also expressed her affection to Narada Muni.
Wait,
And then,
Mataji, I had a
not
question.
being independent, she could not maintain me properly, although she wanted to. She didn't see, Narada Muni didn't have his father. If his father was there, he would have supported economically. But since his father was not there, Narada Muni's mother only was there, and she wanted to take care of Narada Muni in a very nice way. But she could not do so. Okay, like everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of a puppet master. So I was a 5-year-old boy living in a Brahmana school. I had no experience of different lands, and I was dependent on my mother's affection. So I had no other affection from anywhere else except for my mother, and I was completely dependent on my mother for her love and affection. One night, while going to milk a cow, my mother was bitten by a snake, influenced by the supreme time. So time only can tell us when we will, till what period of time we are surviving, right? At any point in time, death can come to any one of us. So time is the only factor that measures or gives us an opportunity to be in Krishna consciousness. So we have this time now. I am alive. I'm talking to you all. And I am Krishna conscious because I'm talking about the subject matter of Krishna. But I don't know when the time would come when Krishna will take me to his support, right? So likewise, Narada Muni's mom, she was going to milk a cow, right? At that time, nobody knew that she was going to die. But then, because of the snake bite, she was dead. Then what happened? I took this as a special mercy. What is Narada Muni saying? I took this as a special mercy of the Lord, and I desired, who always desires the benediction for his devotees, and thinking so, I started north. What did Narada Muni? Narada Muni got lot of affection from his mom. She was her only love and support. And at this time, even though she was not able to maintain him properly, she tried her best to maintain him. Given these reasons, Narada Muni was very much attracted to her, and he also showed her love back. But then at one fine day, when she was going to milk the cows, she was bitten by the snake and she was taken. And now Narada Muni, if anybody else in the Narada Muni's place, they will all lament in distress. Of course, Narada Muni will have his emotions in his heart. But then another thing also he had in his heart, he considered this as a special mercy of the Lord. And then he started off to the north. Okay, so this is what devotees think. Everything, all incidents in life, be it a distress, be it happiness, they think that is the special mercy of the Lord. This is a very important learning point. Okay, I will ask this question. All right, if you have any questions now, you can clarify it. Now, Narada Muni, he travels and he meditates on the vision of the Lord. So Narada Muni says, I passed through many towns, villages, animal farms, different gardens, mountains, which are all playgrounds of snakes, owls, and jackals. Tired physically and mentally, I took bath and drank water in the river just to take care of my exhaustion. And then I started meditating on the super soul using my intelligence, as I heard from the great sages. So we can all understand that Narada Muni is following the instructions of these sages. And then what happened as a result of his meditation? He saw Krishna appearing in his heart. I meditated upon the lotus feet with transcendental love, and tears started to roll down my eyes, and gradually Krishna appeared on the lotus of my heart. Can you all imagine the situation where when you are meditating on the super soul form of the Lord, and Lord appeared in Narada Muni's heart. Overwhelmed with ecstasy, he started to drip down tears of ecstasy. And then what happened? Exceedingly overpowered by happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see myself or the Lord. So he was overwhelmed in that ecstatic love. That feeling is totally different. It is very much different from the feelings that we experience in this mundane world. Upon losing the form of the Lord, which satisfies the mind and vanquishes people's lamentation, I was perturbed. He saw the form and immediately that form went away. Where did this form go? Here, there, where? Everywhere he looked for that form and he is not able to get that form. He was dissatisfied. Despite my desire and attempts to concentrate and see that form, I could not see. I was dissatisfied and I was aggrieved. Now, now this is the portion for today's class. I'm going to go through the PowerPoint kids. So far, are you clear with the overview? I described to you 1.4 also. That was my mistake, but it was a good recap anyways. Now we gone through 1.6, which is conversation between Narada Muni and Vyasadeva. Are you all clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Wait, Mataji, can you explain one more time what the correlation is between Vyasadev's question and like Narada's childhood again?
So between there is 1.5 Aditya. The 1.5 is Narada's instructions to Vyasadeva, which I did not go through. Okay. And now 1.4 talks about, what did I say? It talks about the appearance of Narada Muni and Shaunakadi's Rishi's questions to Suta Goswami. Okay. So those are all what was clarified in 1.4.
Could you repeat the questions that he asked Suta Goswami again?
So one is about Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Where, how, and when, and on whose inspiration did Vyasadeva compile it? We all know that is due to the inspiration that Narada Muni gave him. He compiled Srimad Bhagavatam because Narada Muni found out that Vyasadeva was dissatisfied writing so many other scriptures and he did not glorify the Lord enough. He compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. And the second question was about Pariksit Maharaj. What about his birth, activities, and renunciation? Can you elaborate me? That will be covered in 1.7. And then, how was he perceived at Hastinapura? How was who? Sukadeva Goswami. And how did his meeting with Pariksit Maharaj take place? That will be clarified in 1.18 and 19. These are the three questions. Aditya, coming back to your question. So we didn't cover Narada's instructions to Vyasadeva. Okay, Narada Muni will be elaborating about his previous life and that will be clarified in 1.5, which I did not go through, but I went through 1.6, where we talked about Vyasadeva inquiring about Narada's life, and Narada speaks about his mother's departure, and we also saw how Narada meditated on the Lord and got the vision of the Lord, but that vision of the Lord in the heart soon went away somewhere. And so Narada Muni is now trying, how can he get that form of the Lord back again into his heart? This is what
Hare
is the
Krishna,
summary so far.
Mataji, I was like,
Aditya, did you
I was
understand?
listening on mute.
Yes,
because,
Mataji.
like,
Okay,
Hare
Suresh.
Krishna, Mataji, I
Yes,
was
baby.
listening on mute because like I was eating since I joined the class. So like
No problem, Suraj. Thank you, dear Suraj.
I wanted to say that I'm here.
Oh, no, yeah, perfectly fine. Thank you so much. And now, today's chapter, we will be going about how the Lord instructing, how is the Lord instructing Narada and how is he consoling Narada? So let's see a brief overview and then I'll go into the PowerPoint where I have elaborate description on the purpose. Okay. So now, seeing my attempts, the Lord, who is inexpressible by words, spoke to me with gravity and squeezing words to mitigate my grief. Lord is speaking to Narada because Narada is so distressed. He's so full of pain in his heart. Now he says, what does the Lord say? You will not see me again in this lifetime. Those who are incomplete in service, immature, and not free from material taints cannot see me. Okay. Narada should have asked, can you show me once more? Lord, I would like to see you once more. Like that, Narada would have asked. So in order to increase the desire of Narada Muni, so to increase the desire for me, I showed myself to you once. So the Lord is saying to Narada Muni, so I want you to have an intense hankering for me. That's why I showed my form once to you. The more one hankers for me, the more he will be freed from material desires. Why are we not seeing the Lord? Of course, we have the holy name of the Lord, we have the deity form of the Lord, but are we getting the darshan of the Lord yet? No, that is because we have material desires in our heart. The more we hanker for the Lord, what happens? the material desires will slowly start to vanquish. Okay. And we have to note, Narada Muni, he doesn't have material desires. Being he's at the level of prema already. But by saying this, the Lord has increased his humility. He has increased Narada Muni's humility. Okay, that is what is the understanding. And then Lord glorifies about devotional service. What does Lord say? By service of the absolute truth and the devotees, even for a short time, one becomes fixed in me. After giving up the deplorable world and the low-born body, one actually becomes my associate. So by doing service to me and due to my association, due to performing loving transcendental service to Lord Krishna, you're going to obtain me. And permanence of bhakti. Even the time factor cannot destroy one's devotional service. By my mercy, your memory will continue even at the time of creation and annihilation. You will never forget what has happened. So even after annihilation and creation, you will still be able to retain all this information. So even in Bhagavad Gita, we see from wherever you have left, from there you will continue on to your next birth. How come you become devotees even at an young age? Like we all see some people are 5, some people are 6, but they are into the process of devotional service. How is it possible? That is because you performed bhakti in your previous life. And that is why if your parents are asking you to chant, you should chant. Okay, kids, that is the priority. If you do not chant, then we are actually wasting the time that is available in this material world. Okay, it is all for our good that our parents are saying. So this is what is the chapter so far. How is Lord instructing Narada Muni? So that will be another question that I will be asking. Okay, are you all clear with this? I'm going to now open and share my PowerPoint with you, so that you are able to understand the purports. The purports are pretty elaborative. I don't know how much we will be able to cover, because I did talk about it in terms of overview. Are you all clear, kids?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, let me share my PowerPoint now. Okay. So this is the 20th verse. Seeing my attempts.
Wait, Mataji, also, isn't Vyasadeva the Supreme Lord?
Yeah, he is the literary incarnation of the Lord. But here, Narada Muni is showing him the way, being the pure devotee. He's telling him, oh, you see, why are you dissatisfied? You are dissatisfied because you do not glorify the Lord enough. So that way, he's going to give us Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the reason. Aditya?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. And now, so this is again the will of the Lord, that Srimad Bhagavatam has to come from Vyasadeva, and so he's narrating it for us. I mean, in the sense, they are going to, Srimad Bhagavatam is Samala Puran, transcendental literature. It is the will of the Lord that Vyasadeva is put into the situation that he is in distress, and then Narada Muni comes into picture and all of that. Okay, I understand your point, Aditya. Hope this clears your doubt. Are you okay, dear?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So the 20th verse says, seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to mundane description, spoke to me with gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. So I was so distressed because Lord appeared in my heart, and then he vanquished all of a sudden somewhere. I don't know where did he go, here, there, right? I'm searching for him everywhere, but I'm not able to see the Lord in my heart. So this is the state, this is the situation of Narada Muni. In the Vedas, it is said that God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence, and yet by his causeless mercy, one can have suitable senses to hear him or speak to him. This is what, the God is beyond the approach of mundane words and intelligence. He's transcendental. He's beyond all this material world has to offer. By his causeless mercy only, he can speak to us or give darshan of him to us. Okay. This is Lord's inconceivable.
I have one question.
Yes, Suraj, go ahead.
So you're saying Lord can speak to us, but like Mataji, English is like a language on earth. It's like not some spiritual
Yes.
language. And like all of these like pretty much every language I can speak, even a little bit. Like all of them are material, so like I don't understand how we're supposed to speak with him.
How the Lord will speak to us, you don't understand that?
Yes, like
So for us, how he speaks to us is through scriptures. There are scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is how he speaks to us. He communicates to us through that. And all the languages, we have all these different scriptures. The Russians have in Russian language, even if they don't know English, no problem. No, if they don't know Sanskrit, no problem. Word by word translation is there. So this is how the devotees actually get to speak to the Lord, meaning he speaks to us through the scriptures. And once we are elevated and advanced, we don't know. He may speak to us directly also by giving darshan. That is up to the person's level of advancement. Yes, Suraj?
I don't know if he could, because like Lord shows himself to one, but like who says he shows to many you who are around that one?
I didn't understand. Did you get the point that I was saying? He speaks to us through scriptures. What are you saying now?
Yes, I was saying like, no, I'm talking about like when he actually comes here, like how is
Yes,
he gonna
when he
help them?
comes here, he gives darshan to those pure devotees of the Lord. But
But
others,
how do
even
you
though,
talk to that guy?
yeah, he will talk to them in Sanskrit or, in Braja language. The language of the Brajavasis are the Braja, that is some Braja Bhasha.
Not
Okay.
everybody knows this is
Whoever, see, Lord knows all languages. Language is not at all a bar. He only
Suraj,
needs to
Lord can
know.
speak in your heart also. Lord can speak through a speaker also. Now, today, Radhika Kasturi Mataji is saying, behave good and also listen to your parents. So this is also the Lord words. Lord is telling through Radhika Kasturi Mataji as what to do. So Lord can only not just say you directly, it can be through any ways. You are searching for a question and the answer can come through a Srimad Bhagavatam class. One of the speaker comes and gives you the answer. So it can be like that. And you know how the knowledge for Brahma got through the mind, right? So it was not even speaking any through the heart. It was transferred, right? Sorry, Mataji. Just wanted to, tell to Suraj because he's keep on asking you questions.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, Vinaya Mataji. So Vinita Mataji brings up a good point. She says that we can speak through the heart, meaning Paramatma. Through Paramatma, we can, but all that requires elevation. Okay, we have to be advanced so that because it doesn't come to us with our material mindset. So what that we need to get purified, and when we are purified, Lord can speak through the heart, mind, and all that. That is why Mataji said Brahma got, he was doing tapasya. He was saying tapa, tapa, tapa. And then Lord revealed how he has to create this material world when he meditated on the Lord. So all this happens as you advance. As Mataji and brought up another good point, speaking through devotees, right? I mean, if I'm giving you an instruction, that is actually instruction coming from the scriptures. Indirectly, God is speaking to you through me. Okay, that is also a very good point that Mataji brought about. Thank you, Vinita Mataji. That was beautiful. And then the purport actually clarifies. It is not, however, possible for others to perceive directly the touch of the Lord during the probationary stage of regulative devotional service. It was a special gift for Narada. When he heard the pleasing words of the Lord, the feeling of separation were to some extent mitigated. So when we hear it from the Lord directly, Narada Muni actually felt good. His pain was a little bit mitigated because he was crying profusely because he saw the Lord and now he's not seeing anymore. And when the Lord consoled him, he actually felt good. A devotee in love with God feels always the pangs of separation and therefore always entrapped in transcendental ecstasy. So these are all not mundane. This is all above us and beyond us. And Narada was going through such a sort of feeling. Okay. And then we can go through this verse. Who wants to read this verse?
Mataji, can
Varun, go ahead.
Hantasmin janmani bhavan mamam drashtumi harhati avipakva kashayanam durdarshoham kuyoginam.
Thank you, dear Varun. The translation says, O Narada, the Lord spoke, I regret that during this lifetime, you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service, who are not completely free from material things, can hardly see me. This is what was told by the Lord to Narada. And we know Narada Muni, he didn't have any material things. Just for his humility, Lord told him like this, just for him to become more humbler. He is very humble. To become more humbler, he said this, and also to increase his craving. He wants to increase his eagerness to serve the Lord. And that is why he actually said this statement to him. And now we will go through I don't think we have time for the purport, since we went through an overview of the section a lot of times. I don't want to go through the purport. Now, next verse. Does somebody want to read this verse?
Mataji, can Mukund read?
Yes, Mukund.
Okay, Mataji. Sakradya darshitam rupam etat kamaya tenagha matkama sanakai sadhu sarvan chatihirchayan.
Thank you, dear Mukund. That was beautiful. Translation. O virtuous one, you have only once seen my person, and this is just to increase the desire for me, because I want you to hanker for me more. The more you will be freed from all the material desires. So the Lord wants Narada Muni to hanker for him more and more and more. Okay, this is another reason. And third question, third verse. Who wants to read? Aditya, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji.
Can you see, dear?
Yeah, my Zoom thing was acting weird. Okay. Should I just read the verse in translation?
Yeah.
Okay. Sat sevaya dirgayapi jata maidudamatihi hitva vadyamimam lokam ganta majjanatamasi. Translation. By service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed knowledge in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds.
Yes. So he's glorifying the act of devotional service. He's saying that a devotee who is firm and fixed, devotee, by doing some service to the Lord, what does he attain? He attains a firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, what happens is he will give up all this material world's association and he will become my associate. So service is very important. Krishna here stresses the importance of service. Lord stresses the importance of service through this verse. Okay, very important verse. And hope you all got that message. What is the glory of devotional service? Somebody may be good in talking. Somebody maybe, that is talking means Krishna Katha, glorifying the Lord. That is what is talking, not the mundane stuff, mundane gossip, mundane and worldly things. That is urge to talk, urge to speech. So that is not what I'm saying. Service means to glorify the Lord. It can be through any form. It can be through mridanga. I see the poster of mridanga of Mukund. We can play mridanga and do service to the Lord. We can talk and glorify the Lord. We can sing and glorify the Lord. So many things are there, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, 9 process of devotional service the Lord has given to us. We can glorify Him in any way. Somebody may be good in computers, like Vinita Mataji. She's so good at editing videos, like doing service as far as videos are concerned. So one can do service even in those areas. Okay, that is what is service. And last verse, I think. Okay, one more verse maybe. Okay, who wants to read this verse?
Mataji, can Akshita try?
Yes.
Mataji, can Suraj read?
I think one more verse is there, Suraj. After Akshita, you can read the verse.
Okay, Mataji.
Matirmaini baddeyam na vipadyeta karhichet praja sarga nirodepi smritischa mad anugrahat.
Wonderful recitation. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time. Even at the time of creation as well as at the time of annihilation, your remembrance will continue by my mercy. So he's saying, see, whatever you do in terms of devotional service, or you put your intelligence on and engage with me in devotion, that is not going to be disturbed. You are going to be remembered, and you are going to remember everything as far as devotional service is concerned, even at the time of creation and even at the time of annihilation. So that is my mercy to you. So don't even worry about it. Go increase your process of devotional service and perform service unto me. This is my request to you. Says who? Says Lord to Narada. And finally, last verse. Oh, I didn't put the verse. Okay, let me
go.
Yeah, can you do the translation, dear Suraj?
Okay, Mataji, because I thought there was another verse. Then the supreme authority personified by sound and unseen by eyes, but most powerful, stopped speaking. Feeling a sense of gratitude, I offered my obeisances unto him, bowing my head.
So as a result, Narada Muni, he performed his obeisances unto the Lord by bowing down his head. So this is what happened when the Lord spoke to Narada Muni. And with this, we are going to conclude today's session as far as Srimad Bhagavatam goes. And now we will go on to question and answer session really quick, okay? Okay, what about
What is today's activity?
It's moral stories. Yeah, I'll be talking about the moral stories in 1 minute or 2 more minutes, however, how much ever time we have, okay? All right. So what are the questions that were asked by Shaunakadi Rishis to Suta Goswami? There are 3 questions that are asked. What are the questions? Please raise your hand. Tulasi, do you know the? I don't know. So Tulasi, do you know, or?
Mataji, what is the question?
What are
Yes,
the
Mataji.
What are the 3 questions that the Shaunakadi Rishis happened to ask?
Mataji, can Varun answer?
No, I asked Tulasi Manjari.
So the first question was, why was Vyasadeva unhappy? The second question was, I think, why Sukadeva Goswami spent so much time with Pariksit Maharaj.
Wonderful.
And the third question was
about Pariksit Maharaj.
Yeah.
His birth, activities, and renunciation. Okay, yeah. Awesome job, awesome listening, Tulasi Manjari. Next question. Okay,
Thank
next
you,
question. Okay, what about the next question? Let me ask. Can you tell me about his mother's departure, Varun?
Mataji. So what happened, Mataji, is that his mother, Narada Muni did not have a father, but his mother, she was like very good. He loved his mother, but then one time, his mother, she went out to like milk the cow, and then a snake bit her, and then she fell dead. But then Narada Muni, we would think it as like, oh my god, we would be crying. But then he thought of it as like a blessing from the Lord, and he knew it was all Krishna's choice.
Krishna's mercy, but he also had his emotions. Of course,
he died. Yeah, because everyone would become sad.
Correct. But then everything, whatever happens, he takes
but he took it as a blessing from Krishna.
Correct. And then where did he go? He headed towards which direction?
I think it's north.
North, yeah. All right, very good job, Varun, listening. And the third question. What about Narada Muni's life, meditation and vision of the Lord? What happened?
Mataji, can Mukund answer?
Can Saina answer, Mataji?
Who's that?
Saina, Mataji.
Okay, Mukund and then Saina. I have many questions. Don't worry. Mukund, can you just tell a few lines and then Saina complete the rest?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
So Narada Muni, he had gone to gardens and many things like that, and he started to meditate on the super soul, and then in his heart he got the form of Krishna.
Wonderful. Continue, Saina.
So he got the form of Krishna in his mind, and
Hmm.
then he started crying out for Krishna, and then Krishna eventually appeared himself, but only once and only for a
Dolly?
few,
Dolly, did you go to your friend's
and
house?
only.
Hey, Varun, can you mute?
So Krishna eventually showed himself, but it was only for a few seconds. He didn't
Yeah.
show himself for long. And then Narada Muni, eventually the Lord disappeared after a few seconds, and then Narada Muni was really sad, but he really didn't have any material desires. Lord just appeared himself once to actually increase his hankering.
Yeah,
And then
that is another question. Yeah. Thank you so much. You are listening more. And I think you know more, and you went into the question and answer more than what I expected. Thank you so much, dear Saina. That was brilliant. Okay, Aditya,
Yes, Mataji.
well, how did he glorify about devotional service? The last two verses actually said something, right? I talked about a few things which glorifies about devotional service.
Wait, who glorified about devotional service?
Lord actually glorified and told Narada Muni some things like you have to do some things. And what are the things he asked Narada Muni to do?
Vyasadeva?
Yeah. No, Lord instructed and consoled Narada Muni. There's no Vyasadeva here, right? So Narada Muni, what happened? The form of the Lord went away. And because of that, Lord came and pacified him. He told him a few things. He said some pleasing words. He said that you will not see me again in this lifetime. Because
You will not see me
You need
again
to
in this
become
lifetime, but after you're done with this lifetime, you will come to the upper like transcendental abode, and I will give you this vina, and then you'll go around the world.
No. That I think he didn't tell all that. I didn't say all that here. He said, till your material desires go away, you just have to keep
Mataji, the reason Narada Muni, reason Lord appeared within the heart was his humble like thing, right?
Yeah,
he was
he
really
wanted to make
humble,
him
and he
more-
came to make him even more humble.
Yeah, he wanted to increase his hankering. Say, for
Yeah.
example, he doesn't show us his darshan because he wants us to hanker more. And when
Actually-
when he is satisfied with our hankering, then only he will appear.
Yeah,
And
Mataji, he wanted Narad Muni to hanker more for him, and he said, you won't ever see me again until you are completely pure and even more humble.
Mm.
Then
And that
only
made
you're
him
qualified. Then
like,
only you're qualified to see me.
yeah,
Yes.
he want since Krishna knew that he wanted to see him again really badly. He knew that he would like do all the devotional service to see him.
Yes, but another thing, he glorifies two things about devotional service. Who wants to say what are the glorifications on devotional service? Please raise your hands if you know the answer for that. How does he glorify devotional service? That is the question. Please put your hands down if you already answered, but those who have not answered, if you know, please put your hands up. Advait, do you know the answer, dear? Akshita, do you know?
Mataji, I went somewhere, so I just came and I joined. So
Oh, no problem. Akshita, do you know? Suraj, do you know?
Oh, can Saina answer, Mataji? I know.
Mataji, what's the question?
what's the question again?
Okay, we don't have much time. Varun, did you know? Varun and Saina can answer this question.
Okay, Mataji, can I go?
So
Saina?
first, yeah, Saina, you can go. Then you just tell me one. Okay, there are glorifications,
Okay,
right?
Mataji.
Only one
Yeah.
you tell.
Okay, Mataji. So Lord was saying that whatever devotional service you'll do in the next birth, you'll always remember it, and it'll always continue with you. And no matter how many births or what birth you're in, you'll always remember that, unlike the mundane and material things.
Yes, good point. Can you all remember this point? Narada Muni is not going to forget whatever devotional service he's doing. Whatever he's doing, he will remember that.
It'll
That is
carry
the
on.
benediction that is Lord has given. What is the second one? So the second one is by service, the supreme absolute truth and the devotees. I told you, right? Service is what is important. That is how you become my associate, by doing service to me. Okay. So with this, we will stop this one and go to moral stories now. I have one moral stories that I prepared, and let's go into that now.
Mataji, are you going to say the moral stories?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you okay, dear?
No, I was just asking. Because you did it last week too.
Okay, good. All right, let me share my screen and we can cover the moral stories.
Last week's story, I thought I knew it, but I didn't knew it, but then I remember we did it already.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, again and again, we have to keep hearing the messages. So now
I don't think I heard this one.
Oh, you didn't hear it? Okay, good. The saintly person's blessing. It is a very important chapter. At the end, I will ask you question and answer. Again, please pay attention to this class, okay?
Mataji, are we done? I heard this.
Okay.
Are you done?
No, we are not done. We are doing the moral stories. Okay. Once when a saintly person was passing on his way, very attention, please be attentive. He met a prince, the son of a king. And then what did he do? Oh, divine sadhu, please give me your blessings. Who is asking this? It is the prince.
The prince.
Can you note it down? First one to get the blessing is prince. Please note it down. Don't become lazy, okay? I'll ask you questions there. He blessed him saying, Rajaputram Chiram Jiva, meaning you're the king's son, a prince. May you live life forever. Blessings. Okay, he doesn't say you die or whatever. He says you live forever. That is the blessing that the saint actually gives this king's son. First one is meeting his king's son. Note this point. Next, eventually the sage met a brahmachari devotee. Next, who is he meeting? He is meeting a brahmachari devotee. And then he blessed him saying, Muni putra ma jiva. My dear devotee, you may die immediately. Who is he asking? He is asking the brahmachari to die immediately. First one he met was the first Rajaputra. He is meeting the king's son and he is asking, he is telling him that you live forever. The second person he is meeting is brahmachari and he is saying the brahmachari, you die immediately. The third, let's just wait for a minute. I have only 5 minutes, kids, so we don't have any question, any urgent question, dear?
No, it's not urgent. It's a comment.
Oh, comment. Tell me, what do you want?
I remember that. Actually, I actually know this story. I read it in Gita stories.
Okay, dear. Thank you so much. Okay. So the next person, the sage meets is a saintly person. And what does he say, the saintly person? He said to him, Jiva va marova. You may either live or die. This is what I benedict you. So that means you may either live or die. No problem. Whatever you're doing, it's either if you live in this world, that is good, or you die, no problem. So this is what Jiva va marova. So first one he meets is a Rajaputra. And what did he say? He said, you continue living forever in this material. You continue living forever. The second person he meets is a brahmachari. And he says to the brahmachari, you die immediately. And the third person he's saying, you may either, that is a saintly person, he's saying you may either live or die. Okay. And now, so now he is coming across this person, right? Finally, he's meeting a hunter and he's telling this hunter, Ma jiva ma mara, neither live nor die. That is what he's saying, this jiva. Okay, that is this particular hunter. He's saying you neither live nor die. So 4 people we came across in today's class. The first one, I will ask you these questions, kids. Please just make notes here. First one is who's the first one? Rajaputra. He first meets a Rajaputra and he was told that
prince.
Prince, live forever. The second person he meets is a brahmachari. And what did he tell the brahmachari? He told the brahmachari, die immediately. Right? You die. right now, immediately. The third person he meets is a saintly person, and he says, you may either die or you may live forever. Live, no problem. Either is okay. And then he meets a hunter, and he says, neither live nor die. Now, why does he say these different things to different people?
Mataji, I don't understand. Neither live nor die. If he's not living, he'll die. And if he
Yeah, we are going to understand that, Suraj. Absolutely. Haribol, 1 minute. Let's understand the moral. Okay, then you will understand what that means. Okay, so let's just go through the moral. Just give me 2 minutes. I have only 2 minutes to complete this class. After that, there is the youth class that will come into picture. So we need to wrap it up. So those who are very sensual and are engaged in sense gratification, they do not wish to die. Generally, a prince has enough money to enjoy his senses. Therefore, he was told, you can live forever. Because there is so much sense gratification going on with him. And if he has to die, then he will go to hell. That is why the sage told him, you live lifelong forever. You live forever. So that way he can enjoy. But once he dies, he would have to go to hell. Okay. This is just for us to understand. It doesn't mean anything literally. Okay. It is just what it is trying to convey is at the end of the day, say, for example, when we come to the saint, we will understand this clearly. I'll then recap what this exactly means. And then the brahmachari, he led a life of severe austerities and penances in order to be promoted back to Godhead. The sage said that he should die immediately so he wouldn't have to keep laboring hard, but could instead go back to Godhead. Because brahmacharis, they do so much austerities, they serve the Supreme Lord, they serve his guru, the spiritual master. So immediately by doing those austerities, they can go back to God immediately. And they don't have to keep laboring and working hard. If they are given an opportunity, they can go now itself because they are working really hard. And then when he came to the hunter, he says, you are leading a ghastly life due to killing the animals. And since because of that, you will go to hell when you die. So that is why he advised him, you neither live nor die. Because when you are living in this world, what you are doing, you are committing a lot of sins by killing that animal. Okay. And by dying, what will happen? You will go to hell. Either ways, you are in hell only. Either in this world you are living, it is equal to being in hell. And when you die also, you will go to hell. That is what it means. So either ways, he cannot enjoy and have the satisfaction. That is why he's saying neither live nor die. Because both the ways you are going to get suffering. Okay, it doesn't mean that literally he will not die or he will not live. But what it means is he is going to suffer for his actions. That is the literal meaning. And then a saintly person may either live or die, because during this life he is serving the Lord, and after death also he will serve the Lord. So that is what a saintly person does. That is why he's saying you either live or you die, no problem. Either ways you are serving the Lord. So either ways you are going to get the pleasure. So thus this life and next are the same for the same saintly devotee, because he is serving the Lord. So this is what is the moral that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Okay, kids, are we all good? Did it all answer all your questions and doubts and clarifications?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, it does.
Mataji, what was this story called again?
It is the blessing of a saintly, I think, blessing of a saintly person, I think. Yeah, saintly person's blessing. That is the title for the story. Okay, kids. So what we will do is we will adjourn for today and pray to all the Vaishnavas on the call and express our gratitude to the Acharyas. And then we can adjourn today's class. Thank you so much for your attentive listening. Thank you.
Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Jai. Haribol
Mataji. Haribol to you and your services. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Bye-bye.
Bye, kids.